So this is going to be a pretty short presentation, but David and I were asked to talk about our experience taking our RCOS project aside from sort of this open source, just for fun, collaborative project into more of like a startup, something that might turn into a real business. And go through that. So yeah, background. So this has been a project that we've been working on for about a year. And just this semester, we started thinking like maybe this might be a viable product. Maybe we could get people to pay some money for this. So should we do that? Is that the best path to take? So we decided to apply to Y Combinator, which is a startup accelerator, one of the most prestigious startup accelerators actually. We didn't really have a lot of hope in that. It was sort of just like, well, why not? It's kind of cool. Maybe they'll think it's cool too. And they actually accepted for our first initial application. They wanted to bring us down for an interview in Mountain View. So that was like really exciting. But the problem was that we're just coders. We're not really business people. We don't know how to talk and all this like lingo about markets and stuff. So fortunately, there's some great resources here on campus. Most notably the Severino Center, so down in the Pittsburgh building. Upstairs, the Severino Center, they have a bunch of entrepreneurs and residents who really helped us like refine our pitch, think about like who our real target customer is, and they also just got us a lot of connections to like potential customers and that sort of thing. So yeah, we flew down to the Y Combinator offices, and it was really cool. We got to meet a bunch of other people who were interviewing, and the interviews were like really intense. They just grill you for like 10 minutes. So we flew out there, spent like a couple days in California just for like this 10-minute, really high pressure, like rapid fire questions. So you really need to know your stuff. Unfortunately, we didn't get in. We were rejected along with a bunch of other people. But this is like top 93%, so we're not too bummed about that. Clearly they saw some value. The main takeaway was that our product was too early stage. Y Combinator specifically is more about like growing a project or a product, getting new users. It's not really about the tech, it's more about growing something that's already mostly well-formed. But another thing that we learned from the experience there is that just Silicon Valley is like a really great place to be if you're looking to do this startup thing. Pretty much anywhere we were, there were other people around that were in a similar situation and talking about programming stuff. We like met random strangers on the train and we're like talking to them about CMake and stuff. It was awesome. So yeah, advice to you guys, if any of you are thinking about maybe transitioning your projects to being a startup. The first question is that possible? Could what you're working on right now work as like a real product that you would sell to people? And in most cases, the answer is going to be yes. I mean, chances are if you have something cool and it's not licensed under some really like restrictive model that prevents you from ever selling it, then you could probably make some money off it or transition it to a startup and get some investment happening. The better question is, should you be a startup? Is that really the best decision to make? And I think there's three really key parts of this. The first one is ethics. So, we worked on MKVSynth was our David and I's previous project, and that's just sort of like a cool, for fun video encoding thing. And yeah, we could have made it closed source and then sold it to people for $24.95 or something. But that's not really that's not why we made it. We didn't make it to make money. We just wanted to share something cool with people. So the second part is about the team. We really need to have at least two core components, like the tech dude and someone who knows how to write talk, do all this, the business side of things, because that's a huge part of running a successful startup. It's not just about having really cool technology and then everyone is suddenly going to flock to you and pay you a bunch of money. It doesn't really work like that. And if you're looking to get investment capital, then people are going to pick up on that. If you can't communicate well, it doesn't matter how good your idea is. Priorities. I forget what that bullet point was supposed to mean. I guess maybe like what your priority is for, where do you want to go in your life right now? Do you want to maybe leave school and start a business? Are you okay with dedicating, right, yeah, that was it. Are you okay with like skipping class to work on your project and fly out to California, which is what I had to do. I missed a lot of class. And that really hurt because, I don't want to be like suffering academically, but this is a big deal. So you have to be ready to make that sort of commitment. And I guess the last piece of advice is just really need to be networking, talking to people. The only way we were able to get this far was because we had so much help from the resources here on campus and getting connected through a bunch of other people who had gone through similar things. Actually, when we flew out to California, we used Airbnb, and we stayed at this guy's house who had gone through Y Combinator before, and he was really helpful. So those sorts of things are really just invaluable, especially if this is your first time, doing like a business venture. Okay, so yeah, thanks to the usual suspects, and definitely plugging the Severino Center because they asked me to make this talk. But yeah, big help. If you're considering a startup, go talk to them because they know what they're talking about. Okay, that's it.